I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This one is take fucking 3. Alright? Because every time I've tried to make this video, it's been like super long because I tend to go on and on and on about the glaive. I'm gonna try this time to make it as short as fucking possible. See if I even can. But the TLDR is that we have this announcement about the F8C being available to the higher end backers, right? Now, you know, I have feelings about this, and I've said that in my last video. And just in case you didn't see my last video, to save you time from watching it, I feel that for CIG to release this just to those backers and not have any kind of parity or even for other backers to have access to buy this ship is political and financial fucking suicide for them. So, in my last video, I talked about, either A, they're going to sell the ship to all backers, right? B, Squadron 42 is coming out relatively soon, therefore we can unlock it and all this other stuff, right? That was the original thing. And I'll let you guys get into the whole like fucking controversy of pay to win and fucking broken promises and shit. I've been there, done that. Y'all have fun with that shit, okay? I mean, seriously, go fucking knock yourself out, all right? But the third option that I want to bring forward to you is kind of an off the wall one, and it's not really something that is really looked at or talked about often, okay? What is the F8 Lightning, and why is it important to the Star Citizen universe? The F8 Lightning was created by Anvil and commissioned by the UE Navy as a response measure to the Vanduul Glaive. The Vanduul Glaive was created by the Vanduul as a response measure to the F7CM. Okay? That's essentially the TLDR of the lore of how that goes down. The Asperia ships that we fly in game, the Blade, the Scythe, actually, no, take that back. The Blade and the Glaive are recreations or reconstructions by Asperia. The Scythe, however, supposedly is a pure Vanduul ship, and there's only a few backers in the world at this point that have those ships. I mean, it's shit. Don't get me wrong, but people still have it. Maybe it's good now. I don't know. I haven't flown the Scythe in a very, very long time. But regardless, the reason I wanted to get into this and why I'm bringing up this history lesson is because, in the past, here's the wiki page for this, by the way, so you can read for yourself the lore around the F8 Lightning. Okay. Now, in the past, you had to beat old school Vanduul Swarm to unlock the ability to purchase the old Glaive. Okay, this is back in 2016. And the achievement around this is 2946 Aggressor. Okay. Now, as you can see on the list here, I have quite a few of these achievements, but not as many as y'all because I simply don't care about them as much as I care about my Vanduul achievements. Okay. As you can see, I have the Pirate Aggressor achievement and the new one. Okay. Now, I have beaten Vanduul Swarm on Master Modes multiple times, many times, offline and online mode. Okay. This is a issue council report for a bug that when you complete said Master Mode Vanduul Swarm and you unlock it in game, it'll actually be on your client that says you unlocked the achievement, but as I just showed you on the website, it's not unlocked. And here's the IC for it, and all the people that have submitted evidence, all the videos of me doing said Vanduul Swarm, both solo and in groups, and that's what it looks like when you complete Vanduul Swarm. It'll say badge unlocked on the game in the client, but not in the website. Now, I don't think this is a bug. Okay? I think that it's a setting that they have off on the website for a reason, and that reason is because this badge is associated with buying the new ship. This one. Right here. So that's basically what I'm trying to get at as the third theory, the unknown or off the wall, highly unlikely theory. Now, let's imagine that only the high tier backers are going to be able to have access to their said F8 Lightning, which I think is a mistake if that's indeed true, but let's just assume that that's what the case is. Wouldn't it make sense for them to sell this bad guy ship as parity to that? Because if you think about it, the scarcity of the F8 Lightning, it needs to remain scarce for a reason. Otherwise, it has no value outside of its, monetary value, which really doesn't have one because you can't buy it. Right? So, what I'm trying to get at is, if only the people that have access to that ship are the whale backers, there needs to be some type of parity for people that don't have it, right? I've speculated with my friend Anubis, and as I've read here on Reddit as well, that they might, allow people that are concierges to buy the ship, right? So, that's also being speculated on Reddit, but we don't know if that's true or not. Like, no one has any more information on it than what I'm giving you right now. If there is an email associated with it, I would like to read it. Because, this has a lot of implications. And what I'm trying to bring forward to your attention in this video is, this is the implication. Right? And it's tied to this. So, if the F8 is indeed the response to this ship, it would only make sense to sell this ship in concert with allowing the whale backers to have their F8 Lightnings, right? Because after all, there are way more Vandal than there are F8 Lightnings. Again, it not only makes sense from a marketing standpoint, it makes sense from a lore standpoint, and it makes sense from a promise-keeping standpoint and all this other stuff, right? We can speculate all we want that CIG is going to break a promise and sell the F8, right? And there's nothing wrong with thinking that, because that, quite frankly, given their track record and how much they need to make up for Ross revenue this year, it makes sense, okay, to think that. But I propose this alternative as a theory. And, I would love to know what you guys think about my said theory. I really do. Am I being too optimistic? Am I being retarded? And, am I just being too far out there? Am I reaching too much because I love my glaive so much? You tell me. I think I'm bringing forth enough circumstantial, if not hard evidence, to essentially, bring merit to this theory. And I'll leave it to you to decide if that's true or not. Right? If you think what I'm saying is true or not. Because, I think what I'm saying is true. Because after all, you have to unlock the badge to buy this ship. It's not completely insane for me, or far-fetched for me to think that the new Vandal badge is associated with this ship, right? And, like I said, if we're talking about the F8 Lightning, and we're talking about scarcity, and we're talking about sales, we're talking about all this other stuff, it just makes sense to me, from a lore standpoint and from a marketing standpoint, for this to be what's going to happen. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that it's probably it's a shot in the dark. It's an optimistical hope, but it's this would be a surefire way for CIG to kind of really clap back and repair a little bit of damage, get a little bit of street cred back, you know, bring the game up to a new level. Actually give value and give meaning back to Arena Commander. You know, give us something to do. Like actually give us something. Like let Arena Commander be good. Like there's still a lot of problems with it. The UI is still fucked. you know, the rec store, the loadout screen, the ship selection, all that stuff is still fucked. It needs a lot of work, a lot more work than what y'all claim to put into it. And be flat out honest with you. And this change, if this is a sign of things to come for the future, then it's a step in the right direction at least. But I just hope that this turns out to be positive and doesn't bring more controversy, because the last thing I'm gonna put up with is a bunch of wallet warriors having access to something that can auto gimbal 4 size 3 weapons and 4 size 2 weapons. Okay, like that's just ridiculous. You can't be doing that, guys. And if you do, like, you're setting yourself up for some shit. All right, so I'm gonna stop before I keep going on too long. But anyway, I thought I'd just bring this theory up to y'all's attention so that y'all can have something else to talk about. Seriously, let's talk about something else besides how fucked up things are. All right, let's see if we can get CIG to actually engage in a conversation that won't make them feel uncomfortable or feel like they're being personally attacked over something. Because when it comes to the story in the game, the lore and the environment and stuff like that, there's really no debating or giving feedback on that, is there? That's essentially the universe in which we want to learn about, and it's something that can in fact looked at as something chiseled somewhat in stone. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I really mean it this time. Goodbye. I'll see y'all later.